Please be seated. I'd better have you four out here then, because you're the stars today. We're really very excited. Do you want to grab your folders? Very posh folders. Turn them around so we can see them, with their names on and their pictures on. And give us a quick flick. Don't drop anything, so we can see, so people can see what's inside. All sorts of things. Keep going. You might land on something unpleasant, and we don't want to dwell on it too long. But they've been working very hard. My thanks to the team that have worked with them. How many sessions did they do, Alan? 6 sessions they've worked. How long were they with you in each session? An hour and a half. Hang on, a bit of mathematics. So that's 9 hours of preparation for today. So they've been working really hard. I'm very excited, and we've checked them out. They're okay. They've been really good. In fact, they don't know this yet, but I'm going to get them to help me with a little bit of theology this morning, because they're so good at it, I discovered they're just what I need. So, in fact, they're so good, you could do it with your eyes closed, really. I'm really impressed. But let's have a little think what's going on this morning here. Because, of course, most of us here weren't admitted to communion like this. Most of us were not allowed to take communion until we were confirmed. So it might seem to us, like, what's this about? And if you look in the porch, most people wander into church and they don't bother to stop and look at the things on the wall in the porch. But on the porch in this church, you will find a signed certificate from Bishop Michael, because he was then the Bishop of Rochester, and he gave us permission as one of the first parishes to, in the Church of England, to admit children to communion, long before I was here. So this is a pioneer parish. How many people do we have here who've done the first communion course? Stand up, will you? Yeah, they're here. Look, stand up. Look, here are some of the very first people who did it. Now, this is the bad news. This is what happens to you. Or worse, you end up like them up there. Because half the top shelf is standing up as well. Thank you. Please sit down before I embarrass you any further. Okay, these people are your forerunners. They've done it before you. Because before that, we had to wait to get confirmed. And some people got in a real pickle about that. And then we realized we were leaving you out of something. We were leaving you out. It would be a bit like, I don't suppose this has ever happened in your house, has it? Have you ever been sent to bed while your parents have people round for a meal? Yeah? Have you suffered that? Yeah? Have you suffered that? Yeah. And they give you something crummy for tea and tell you if there's any pudding left, you can have it in the morning. Have you suffered that as well? Yeah? Yeah? Well, we realized that was exactly what we were doing in the church. We were all coming together and sharing a meal, a symbolic meal, and leaving you out. That's not good. So we changed our view. However, today is not the day for me to unpack this, but that's completely changed the way we look at confirmation. Because confirmation's no longer that thing with the golden key to open the door to Holy Communion. Confirmation is now the point at which you stand up as an adult and say, I believe this stuff. This is for me. I want this to be for me. So, this is my early plug that in a couple of weeks' time, some people will be getting polite letters from me, and other people will be just getting the look. And that says there's a confirmation service here at the beginning of October. And if you're never got to confirmation, or you've never thought you're good enough for confirmation, or you've never quite got round to it, or indeed you sat there and thought, I don't know, it's about time I stood up and said something, because when I was confirmed at 12, it didn't really mean very much to me. That's your service at the first Sunday of October, and we can start talking about that next month. But enough of that. Let's move on to this. Now, you've been finding out that confirmation starts down there. What was the first thing we have to do long before we're confirmed? Be christened and baptized down as we come into church at the font. So that's right. So that's important. So we are all baptized, and that's what makes us members of the church. That baptism, wherever we're baptized and however we're baptized. Now, I need you to help me with the next bit. Now, could you just put your folders down a moment? And do you remember I said I'm so impressed with you that I think you could do this with your eyes closed? That's what we're going to do. Okay, I need perhaps a couple of ladies could come and help me. Could you give me a hand, Rosie? Nikki, could you give me a hand? We just need to blindfold these 4 people for me. And I need some of those people who've been admitted to communion already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come out here. Go over there and see Katrina. Go that way. Walk. Please walk. Right. And I need you to... and then that's excellent. Well, we've done our best. Do you realise how difficult it was to find 4 clean tea towels in this church? Yeah. Who's got the biggest head, Tom? Right. Thank you. Okay. Come up here. Come behind here. Now, you guys with the blindfold, you stay where you are for a minute. I'll put that there. I'll put that there. We'll put that over there. We'll put that there. Oh, don't knock the table. Put that there. And we'll put that there. Thank you. Now, thank you very much. Could you go and sit down? Excellent. I'll just bring my folk. Amy and Michael, come with me. Come and stand behind here. All right, don't touch anything. All right, you'll like this. I don't know how much you'll like it, but you'll like it. Come with me. And come round here. Right. Now, these 4 guys are now going to teach you about memorialism, consubstantiation, and transubstantiation. And they can do it with their eyes closed. Okay? Because we did this the other week. And we did it the other week by saying, do you know, the interesting thing about communion is that we all see it in a different way. One of the things, you know those weird questions that you have in families? Well, we used to have one in my family. My dad used to say, I wonder if food tastes the same to everybody. And if it doesn't, why do some people like some things and not like others? And I'm the other way round. So we wondered if it's all the same, or perhaps communion's a bit like this. So you see, for some people, when they take their communion, it's really important. They're people who take very seriously our gospel reading. And they take a communion wafer, and they take some communion wine, and for them, the prayer of consecration by the priest says, this is the body and blood of Jesus. And that's really then very special. If we actually have the body and blood of Jesus in front of us, we have to treat it with immense respect. At the other end of the scale, we have people that actually don't think very much happens to the bread and wine at all. In fact, they don't always use wine. I'll just check what this is like. Hang on. As this is being served after the service, apparently. I'll just check it out. It's a bit weak. And they have all sorts of weird bread. Rough old bit of pitta I found lying around somewhere. But they celebrate communion because Jesus told us to. He said, do this in remembrance of me. Every time you do this, you're coming into contact with someone. And then, you see, then there's the Church of England. You see, the Church of England isn't really totally convinced by this. Surely something's going on. And the Church of England isn't really sure if it can go quite as far as this really is the body and blood of Jesus. We are the Church of England. We are British. And we believe in compromise. So, In the middle, we believe this is still bread and wine, but somehow Jesus, God, is specially there. You now understand the difference between transubstantiation, consubstantiation, and memorialism. And we really enjoyed testing the grown-ups. Now, they're now going to tell me which is which. Put your hand out. I'm going to give you something to eat. All right? Try that. Try that. Try that. Try that. Tell me what you think. Right. Now, is that consubstantiation, transubstantiation, or memorialism? Any ideas? Come on, you're going to do this with your eyes closed. What do you think? Cameron? He thinks it's memorialism. Tom, what do you think? He's thinking. All right, try something else. Put your hands out, try something else. All right, piece for you. Piece for you. Piece for you. Piece for you. What's that taste like? Bread. Okay, good. Any ideas? Which one's that? Amy, you're very quiet. What do you think? Amy, I can't see your mouth. She's really worrying me. I think you've gone out. That's better. What do you think that is? Yeah, right, okay. Any ideas? Try this one. Put your hands out. Oh, you won't like this. Try that. What do you think that is? They have just glued their teeth together. They cannot speak. Right. Let's do something more fun. Could you bring me a purificator down from the end of the table? Thank you. Put your hands back. 2 hands you need for this. Try that. Just a tiny sip. Keep going. It's not very full. Thank you. Try that. Come back, Amy, got another one for you. Put your hands out. Try that one. Try that one. Have you had some? Come on! Oh, hang on then. Try that one. Try that one. Try that one, Tom. Try that one. Try this one. Try that one. Try this one. You're finished. You're okay. Right, Amy, Michael, take your blinds off. Cameron, take your blinds off. One left to go, Tom. Tom, one more to try. Right. I have known all these things be used in the communion service. What was on that plate, which you've gobbled up and there's now none left of, was a communion wafer. And there's a piece of ordinary English bread. And here's a piece of pita bread, which is the ordinary everyday bread of the people of Israel and Palestine. Or falafel, something like that. Tasted really weird. And then we tasted wine, and we tasted fruit juice, and we tasted blackcurrant squash. And whilst we think it's really important to do it posh and to get all our best valuable silver out because we want to give God the best, and that's right, it doesn't matter. This is communion. They are sharing the meal together. These are the people who come and join us at the meal. They are our first-time guests today. So, Now they're all experts. We could go and test them, couldn't we? Because we quite enjoyed it with the parents, didn't we? Right. Okay. So we have people who really believe that this becomes the body and blood of Jesus. We have people who believe that nothing much happens to it, but in fact, it's important to do it because Jesus told us to. We're obedient people. Do this in remembrance of me. And in the middle, the official Church of England view. It's still bread and wine, but something special happens to it. Transubstantiation, consubstantiation, memorialism. Now, should we have a test now? Who should we pick on? No, don't suggest anybody. It would only be me. Right. These guys have worked really hard. Some people think, I'm not sure about this admitting young people to communion. I want to point out they have spent 9 hours preparing for today. None of us who were confirmed in the past ever spent 9 hours preparing for confirmation. We spent hours going to confirmation classes, and we learnt about the creed, and we learnt about Bible, and we learned about prayer, and it was all very good. But I guarantee we didn't spend 9 hours just on confirmation, and that's what they've done. They have an understanding of how special this is in a way that many of us do not. So when we come to share communion with them today, we can remember how special this is. Now for the test. Right. Put up your hand if this end of the table was memorialism. Put up your hand if this end of the table was consubstantiation. Hey, we're getting somewhere. Put up your hand if this end of the table was transubstantiation. Hey, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Transubstantiation, consubstantiation, memorialism. Now, those who can remember 3 long words will now know that the official view of the Church of England is consubstantiation. That doesn't mean you've been conned into communion. It means 2 things have coincided, have come together. This is still the substance of bread and wine. This is still a very special presence of God that we meet in the communion. In our church, there are people whose feeling and view is across here, and we are delighted that we can respect all those places and positions, that together as a family in the church, we can share that meal together. And now we can share it with the 4 of you. That's brilliant. Thank you. Would you like to sit down? Would you like to lead us in the creed?